Hi, my name's Rebecca Stadler. Welcome to this week's Pirate Fight Club. This week, we're continuing our discussion about preventing intellectual property pitfalls, and this week's focus is on copyright. So if you're starting out a business, a small, medium-sized enterprise, or a solopreneur just getting started, a lot of times you don't think about intellectual property issues. And sometimes I've seen businesses fall into a little bit of trouble by ignoring some of the intellectual property issues or just not knowing about them. So from the copyright standpoint, anything that you need to protect as a starting out entity would include your copywriting your website, any content that you have, if you create blogs or vlogs or any type of photographs that you put on your website, all of that is protected by copyright. So that's the first side of it, making sure that you protect your own intellectual property. So for copyright, it covers original works of authorship, and the copyright attaches as soon as the original work of authorship is in a tangible medium. So then the flip side of that, as you're starting out, is to make sure that you don't step on anybody else's toes from a copyright standpoint. And this can be very, very tricky. I've seen a lot of small businesses start out and they'll pull a graphic from a Google search and they won't realize it, but then they post that on their social media or on their own website. And then all of a sudden they're getting a cease and desist letter or a letter that tells them they have to pay a licensing fee for having used that copyrighted image. And it's a strict liability infraction. There really isn't any way around it other than maybe negotiating with the copyright holder. So keep those things in mind when you're starting out your business. If you have a website, make sure that your images are licensed, or better yet, just go out and take your own pictures if possible. Or I believe Canva offers some images that you're allowed to just pull from their database set and use those on your website. If you've got any type of material that you're putting on your website, make sure it's your own, and just keep that in mind. The other thing to remember is sometimes a sculpture might have copyright in it. So if you take a photograph of a sculpture and put that on your website and it's deemed to be commercial use, you may have a copyright infringement problem there. So this is something that I see somewhat frequently with small businesses, just not even thinking about copyright, not realizing that what they've done is not quite the right thing to do, and then getting some type of licensing letter demanding a certain dollar amount, and an extra expense is not what you want at the beginning of starting out a business. So kind of keep that in mind. If something is an original work of authorship, it may have copyright protection, and you might want to steer clear of that when you're using it in your business setting. If anyone has any comments or questions, please let me know and put them in the comment box, and I can answer them in an upcoming episode. Hopefully this has been helpful in preventing any type of copyright pitfalls for your small business as you're starting out or as you continue to grow. I really do hope that this helps. All right, I'll see you next week.